Parliament has witnessed countless fiery exchanges over the years, but nothing in South Africa's political memory could have prepared the nation for the storm that erupted this week when General Mkhwanazi rose to speak. What followed was nothing short of explosive, an unrestrained and merciless demolition of Julius Malema and the economic freedom fighters. Even veteran legislators, long accustomed to heated sessions, were left stunned. The mood inside Parliament had already been tense before Mkhwanazi began. The EFF benches buzzed with confidence, their members ready to unleash another passionate assault on the ANC. Across the aisle, ANC MPs waited in watchful silence, anticipating yet another verbal duel. But as Mkhwanazi adjusted his microphone and turned toward the EFF benches, a heavy stillness gripped the chamber. His deep, commanding voice rolled through the hall with deliberate weight. "South Africans are tired of lies," he began. "They are tired of leaders who talk struggle by day and live in luxury by night. And today, I will tell the truth about the economic freedom fighters." A collective gasp rippled across the benches. Julius Malema's confident grin faded, replaced by visible unease. Mkhwanazi's tone hardened as he launched into a relentless takedown of the EFF's public image, accusing its leaders of betraying the very revolution they claimed to defend. He charged that the party masqueraded as champions of the poor while secretly reaping the benefits of multimillion rand deals, luxury properties, and hidden financial ties. "You don't wear red berets as crowns of sacrifice," he thundered, his voice echoing off the marble walls. "Those berets have become masks, disguises for greed and hypocrisy." The tension intensified when Mkhwanazi raised a thick bundle of papers above his head. He declared they were leaked financial reports linking senior EFF members to questionable tenders in Limpopo and Johannesburg, as well as secret transactions with wealthy mining moguls. He alleged that the same executives whom the EFF had publicly condemned for exploiting workers were quietly funneling money into EFF-connected accounts. "Revolution cannot be bought in Santon boardrooms," he roared, slamming the documents on the podium. "Yet that is where some of you sit, brokering deals while pretending to represent the poor." The chamber erupted. EFF MPs leapt to their feet, pounding their desks and shouting denials of propaganda and deceit. On the opposite side, ANC MPs cheered and whistled in support. The speaker's repeated pleas for order were drowned out by the uproar. Malema could no longer remain seated. He rose, his voice quivering with rage, shouting across the chamber, "You are lying." Mkhwanazi met his glare without hesitation. "Lies," he retorted. "The only falsehoods here are the ones you fed this nation for years. You claim to give land to the people while buying farms through front companies. You preach equality yet live behind guards and gates in mansions. Is this your idea of freedom?" His words fell like hammer blows. The air in Parliament crackled with fury and disbelief as laughter, gasps, and chants filled the chamber. But Mkhwanazi pressed on, accusing the EFF of building personal empires on the backs of the poor. "You speak of socialism," he said, "but practice elitism. Those red overalls are no symbols of unity, they are costumes in a political theater meant to deceive this nation." He singled out several top EFF leaders, alleging they had profited from government tenders and shady contracts. Pointing directly toward the opposition benches, he declared, "When you shout inside this house, remember, your pockets are lined with the same money you accuse others of stealing." The accusations painted a grim picture of a movement that preached justice in public while indulging in privilege behind closed doors. Even opposition MPs from smaller parties sat speechless. It was a political moment that would linger long after the shouting ended. Outside Parliament, the reaction was instant. News outlets broke into regular broadcasts to replay the fiery confrontation. Within minutes, social media erupted. Hashtags like #EFF exposed, #Mkhwanazi unleashed, and #Malema showdown trended nationwide. Clips of Malema's stunned face as Mkhwanazi tore into him went viral, drawing millions of views. At last, someone had the courage to say it, one user posted. Another wrote, "Today, Parliament finally woke up." Political analysts rushed to weigh in. Many hailed Mkhwanazi's speech as one of the most explosive moments in parliamentary history. Some praised him as courageous, claiming he had shattered the EFF's untouchable image by confronting Malema directly. Others warned that his attack might usher in a new era of political aggression. "This was more than parliamentary theater," one commentator said. It was a declaration of war between two powerful political forces. Regardless of interpretation, most agreed on one point: Mkhwanazi had permanently altered the political landscape. On the streets, public reaction split sharply. EFF loyalists dismissed the allegations as a calculated ANC ploy to damage their leader ahead of elections. They fear Malema's rise to power, one supporter declared. This is nothing but a smear campaign. Yet for many ordinary citizens, Mkhwanazi's words struck a nerve. For years, they had admired the EFF's fiery rhetoric and promises of transformation. But faced with allegations of lavish living and secret business dealings, some began to question whether the self-proclaimed fighters for the poor were leading double lives. If this is true, a Johannesburg resident said on live television, then who can we trust anymore? The EFF wasted no time preparing a counteroffensive. Sources close to the party revealed that Malema and his inner circle were drafting a response accusing Mkhwanazi of being an ANC puppet sent to spread propaganda. The opposition leader, known for his combative style, reportedly plans to strike back in the next parliamentary session with revelations of his own, this time targeting ANC corruption, cronyism, and what he calls state hypocrisy. Whether this counterattack can reverse the reputational damage remains uncertain. As one journalist noted, even if Malema manages to defend himself, the image of him standing speechless while Mkhwanazi accused him of hypocrisy will linger in the public mind. Within the ANC, the atmosphere was triumphant but cautious. Some members privately admitted that Mkhwanazi had merely voiced what many had whispered for years, that the EFF's moral high ground was crumbling under the weight of its own contradictions. Others warned that the confrontation might backfire, generating sympathy for Malema among his base and revitalizing his populist narrative of persecution. What is clear is that this parliamentary showdown has reshaped South African politics in real time. It exposed the fragility of the EFF's image, tested the ANC's ability to strike with precision, and reminded the nation that behind the slogans and red berets lies a fierce and unforgiving struggle for political survival.